Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over some more recent pickups. I haven't made a video in a minute, obviously. I think it's been probably like 8 months since I made the last video. At this point, I'm not going to promise anything. I don't think I'm be uploading. This is more so for myself at this point. I like looking back at the videos and kind of like seeing how I've progressed and kind of grown style-wise and stuff like that. So this pickups video is not going to be a huge one. To be honest, over the past, I feel like year or so, year or two, I've definitely slowed down on buying a lot of pieces and stuff like that because I feel like I generally gravitate towards more of the same styles every day. That's kind of easy to wear. And I feel like once you kind of go through like the fashion rabbit hole, you kind of, I don't know, it starts like you want everything, and then you dial it down to like a science, and then you stick to it, is what I've noticed with a lot of people that are into clothing. But anyways, yeah, let's get into the pickups. All right, so first up we have a shirt from the brand Professor E. If y'all didn't know, Professor E is, I'd categorize it as kind of like an artisanal, like a playful artisanal brand. I'd kind of put it into the category of like your Uma Wang, your Ziggy Chen's, what else? John Alexander Skeletons. Like, I feel like they're trying to basically kind of push that type of style, like artisanal looking clothing, but adding their own twists and kind of making it more playful. There's a lot of design elements in Professor E's clothing that kind of doesn't exactly scream artisanal, but I feel like a lot of their pieces can be like fit into that category. But anyways, right here we have like an overdyed, just a button up, like an overdyed button up shirt. I got this in a size medium. I believe it's like a 48. No, don't quote me on that. I don't remember. It's like in this gray herringbone type material, if y'all can see. And one thing I love about Professor E's clothing is always their tags. Their tags are really cool. They're a bit unique. But yeah, I guess to go over some of the details of the shirt, got some black buttons. At the wrists, we have like an interesting type of like cinching mechanism, basically to make the cuffs tighter. It's a little different than your average shirt. The shirt has also some raw hems at the bottom, which makes it feel like a little bit more grungy, I guess. This goes with a lot of things. It works great for the office that I work in, and it's fairly warm. It's fairly heavy piece, and it got some darting in the front. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, that's the first piece. All right, next up we have a shirt, kind of jacket, a shacket. I wouldn't call this necessarily a flannel because the pattern doesn't really resemble a flannel, I guess. But right here we have a shacket from Devoa. If y'all didn't know, Devoa is a Japanese brand. I have a piece from them. It's these derbies right here. It's in collaboration with Incarnation, however. I made a video over these. If y'all want to check it out, go ahead. I'll put a link in the description. But anyways, that's what kind of put me onto Devoa, was those shoes. I've grown to take a liking to some of their clothes. What we have here is kind of this regular looking button up, but it has some very cool details. For one, material is 100% linen, but it's this kind of checked houndstooth type of linen, and it's got like a bunch of raised texture everywhere and unevenness. And I think one thing about linen is that it kind of retains a lot of the wrinkles and kind of wear that you put on the garment. So you can see on the sleeves, there's a bunch of like wrinkling on this side as well as the back side. And I think that's just really cool. It just kind of shows the wear of the user and just kind of makes it more unique. But to go over a bit more of the details, you got raw hems at the bottom. And then also you got this type of button system where, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not really technically inclined to explain all of this, but essentially the buttons are connected by like a seam. I don't know if I'd call it a seam, like a piece of fabric. Anyways, the innards are kind of lined with this cupro type material. I don't know if it's cupro, but it feels kind of Cupro-esque. And on the innards, you have these pipe seams, which is usually like an indicator of pretty high quality garment. I wouldn't wear this in the winter unless I'm layering it with something because it is fairly light. And I feel like this shirt just fits very well. It's got like an anatomical cut, so you can see the sleeves kind of curve because of some of the darting on the sleeves. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of wear out of this as well. All right, so next up we have a shirt here from Boris Bjon Saberry. If y'all didn't know already, I believe Boris Bjon Saberry has closed their brand essentially. Boris, I believe, was just like, yo, I don't want to make clothes no more. So I don't think they're making clothes no more. I believe they shut down like all of their operations sometime early this year. So to be honest, I thought a lot of their pieces would surge in prices, but I found this for a pretty good price, although it's kind of cooked. Essentially what we have here is a shirt, a long shirt. I wouldn't classify this as a jacket because it's very thin. You can kind of see through it, but I guess to go over some of the details, you got this signature Boris tag in the back, the little tassel thingy. This is from the main line, I believe. Additionally, you have this asymmetrical button closure, and all of the buttons are kind of attached with a string, if that makes sense. I can't really get it on camera. But anyways, I have a jacket that's kind of similar in concept to this, and I was just looking for something similar. That's why I grabbed this. Additionally, you have this like double layered back, and the hems are pretty raw. There's a little bit of fading on some of the sleeves, so you can tell that this was previously loved by someone else. This is definitely something that I'd not wear during the winter because I feel like it's a little difficult to layer. Maybe towards the spring summer seasons I'd wear this. I tend to gravitate towards more skinny silhouettes when I wear this because this is a bit more form-fitting. All right, so these next two pieces are going to be Yoji kind of related. Right here we have this black button up. It's from Ground Y, which I believe is a sub-label of Yohji Yamamoto. It's just a normal black button up, but if you look closer, you can see that there is like this double collar effect, which I think is pretty cool. It adds a little bit of dimension and I guess texture to your outfit. It's very basic, just a little bit of a twist on a button up, so I won't explain much, but this is very wearable and I got it for like about $100, and I feel like that's pretty good for a black shirt. So, all right, so this next one's a bit of a heavy hitter. This has been kind of a grail of mine. I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't find the actual jacket that I wanted, but this is like a close second. So right here we have a Wise for Men trench coat, and as of late I've been getting into longer coats. I don't know why, I just think it looks cool. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a bit of a shorter guy. I'm like 5'7", so y'all can tell me if this looks goofy on me, but I think I pull it off well. Quick story, I did buy this on Buyee, and when I looked at it on Buyee, I honestly thought the body would be black, but it's actually dark brown, if you guys can see right there. And originally the collar itself was a light tan, but as you can see, the color right now is like probably like a dark brown to black. I definitely see tones of brown, but we'll just call it black for now. Essentially, I dyed it, and I actually dyed the body as well, hoping it would retain its color and be black, but it's not. There is another like colorway, I guess, of this coat that's all black, and I'd hope for that one, but I literally found one on Grailed for the same price, but back then I didn't really want to snag it, but now that I wanted to snag it, I can't find it no more. So we have to settle with this one. In the future, I hope to actually dye the body black so the whole thing would be black, but whatever, I'll make do with it right now. I don't really mind the dark brown too much. To go over some of the details, obviously the leather collar is something that'll probably jump out to you. The rest of the trench coat is made up of like a sturdy canvas. Additionally, you got like shoulder epaulettes or whatever they're called, and if you unbutton them, the underside is actually leather as well. And this is actually like a belted trench coat, so in the back you got this belt that you can wrap around towards your waist. Additionally, you got some adjusters, some cuff adjusters on the side with some strap. That's about it for this coat. Got some greenish looking buttons, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'd rather have them blacked out, but like I said, we'll make do with what we have right now. All right, so next up we have a pair of pants from Atelier Gallery. It's a bit of a smaller brand, but this is like their bootcut denim. I don't know the exact name, but essentially I'm gonna say it's like a basic black pair of denim, but just kind of with like an altered kind of bootcut fit. I'll show you guys in the B-roll, but I feel like these fit me very well. I was in the market for some like regular jeans that I could wear every day, and these kind of fit the bill. To go over, I guess, some of the details, you can see that it has like this spiral seam in the front that goes down the middle of your pants. And additionally, you got the leather Atelier Gallery leather patch in the back, as well as like a buckle back detail, which is pretty cool. Other than that, kind of just like a basic pair of denim. I've gotten a lot of wear out of it. As you can see, there's some like starting to get some heel drag, which I don't really like, but oh well. All right, so the final pickup is actually a scarf. This is not from a specific brand. It's actually from my girlfriend. And this shit just be holding some sentimental value, you feel me? Nah, but for real, this has come in so clutch during the winter. I feel like a scarf is not only like a goated looking accessory, but this shit keeps you warm as hell. I would recommend getting a scarf in general if you live in a lot of colder climates. I think as of now, the like lowest the temperature has gotten was like -10, which is pretty bad. So shouts out to my girlfriend for making this for me. It's like crocheted in this black acrylic yarn. I just wear it with a lot of things. You just throw it on with anything essentially. All right, y'all. So we got a very special package that I'm about to unbox. These boots I've been looking for a pretty long time now. These are a pair of boots that are very expensive and were on my grail, one of my all-time favorite, well, one of my grails. Yeah, these are, I can't even speak right now, bro. I'm so excited. Anyways, these are a pair of Christian Poell prosthetic tornado boots. And these came without the rice bag, and I found these on the Christian Poell Discord, and these are made out of horse leather. They came in, oh shit. These came in color 01, which is like a white kind of color. Holy shit. This is crazy. These are in pretty good condition, to be honest. Like I said, they were a color 01, which is like a white, like a dirty white color. And these were like professionally dyed to a black color. So I got a really good price on these. Holy fuck. Holy shit. That's all I can say. Oh my god. These are fucking crazy. I don't even know what to say. These are just so sick. I've been wanting a pair of these for a while, and just like seeing them in person is kind of just, it's just crazy. But these are in fucking awesome condition. A lot better than I was expecting. But there's the boots. They look so good. Holy. And you can see all the wrinkling already. It is used, but I don't really care. All right, so there's actually one more pickup that I just got in. And this is a pair of pants that was actually sent to me. It's from a Korean brand called Mass Produced Articles. They're a more, I feel like, streetwear focused brand. A lot of their designs are very logo heavy that I've noticed. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not like a huge logo guy. I used to be. I mean, I'm low-key like getting back into logos, but right now, not really. The branding on this pair of pants is pretty minimal. That's why I kind of looked through their catalog and went for these. It's a simple pair of jeans. I have a pair of pants that fit and look pretty similar to this pair of pants. It's also constructed in like a similar way. But just to go over some of the details, it's a black denim with all black hardware, except for the zipper on the back. This is like a zippered pocket with some embroidered branding. And then you can see on the back pocket as well, there is some. And the fit of the pants is not terrible. But my one thing with it is I kind of don't like how stiff the cuff is at the bottom. It kind of makes the pant not sit on the shoe how I kind of want. But nonetheless, these are a pretty cool pair of pants, and I just wanted to shout them out. So check them out, Mass Produced Articles. Oh wait, they got t-shirts too. Do I want a t-shirt? These are all kids though. Look, he's so cute.